Welcome. My name is Paige, as you know, most likely. I am excited because there's even more changes happening with Club Form, so I'll be announcing those soon. So yes, remember your feedback keeps us informed on what you guys want, and so we can make sure we make these changes for you guys. Anyway, so I saw a quote that said, it's not your goals that it's important to achieve, but who you become in that process of achieving your goals. So I was thinking of that even in this whole process of everything that we all have to learn new things, and like who I've become even since like the beginning of quarantine, like whatever the goal was of like learning how to do this, right? Or learning new things. It's not like the end result, it's really like who I've become in the process. So I don't know if you want to think of that in your practice too. Like, it's like, is that end pose, like this peak pose, the most important thing to you, or can it be like what changes have happened within you to get to be that way, right? Get that goal. Obviously, I can't talk right now, but this is all real, unedited, so you guys know that. Let's start in child's pose for a moment, so we can take that time to get grounded. Check in with ourselves, working on lengthening the spine, knees nice and wide so you're opening the hips, and drop your forehead down. Breathe here. So listen to the quality of breath. Come into focusing on what changes are happening within you to achieve each of these poses. What has to happen within you? So we have to relax into these poses to open up. We have to start to build more trust and compassion towards ourselves. Sorry, my cats are making noise in the background. Last 3 breaths here. Maybe exhale through your mouth. 2 more. Big exhale. 1 more time. Go ahead and rise up into your tabletop. And bring your knees in, press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, open up for cow as you drag your hands back a little bit. Exhale, push into the ground. And then keep arching. Come up to your fingertips. And then drop the palms, inhale for cow. So go to like the edge of the pose and then exhale to the next one. Inhale, open it up. Fingertips spread wide. Exhale, fingertips. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale, so you're like pulling the energy into the palms. This is one of those bondos, one of those energy lock centers, and then back to a neutral tabletop. From here, let's go ahead and have the toes curled under. Sit back into your feet so you can stretch your feet out. We're gonna interlace our fingers. Go ahead and push your hands forward so you really could stretch out the fingers. Take a moment here. Go ahead and bring the arms up. And then we're going to go ahead and move our torso to the left and right as you move your arms to the left and right. You can go in both directions, and for a moment I'm just staying in the feet because I feel like I need a little extra love in my feet today, but if you want to come up off of the feet and do the same thing, you can. And you can really take this as big as you need it to be. So just for a moment, checking in with yourself, checking in with what's feeling tight, what needs a little extra love. And then reach it up, come up off of the heels. Exhale, airplane your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, and then reach your fist forward, chin to chest, maybe even the crown of your head on the ground, and then reach forward with your fist. You can do whatever you want with the back toes. If you want to like point them back or keep the toes curled under, that's okay, or feet just flat. Go ahead and release the arms. Find your way to tabletop and then downward facing dog. Press into those hands fully and really rock to the left and right for a moment. Try to keep the arms and legs straight. Just keep going left and right, shifting the weight. And then find your way right into the center as you settle in a little bit more. 3 breaths here. Get the breath nice and loud. 1 more. From here, let's go ahead and look forward and step to the top of your mat. Have your feet hip distance for ragdoll. Softening the knees. And then just for a moment, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Roll the wrist. Let your head down a little more. Releasing the jaw. Chin to chest. Inhale. Roll up to standing on the inhale. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Shoulders back and down. Roll the shoulders. 2 more. 1 more breath in. Breath out. Bring the arms up. I'm just going to face towards you. And we'll go ahead and grab on. So you're going to bend your right elbow. Grab onto your right elbow with your left hand. And then reach over to the side. Inhale, reach up. Grab onto the left elbow. And then reach it over to the side. Inhale, reach it back up. On the exhale, hands to your hips. Go ahead and puff up through your heart. So you're like rolling the shoulders back. Lift your sternum. Exhale, back bend. Start to open your throat. Inhale, chin parallel to the ground. Exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold. Let it go. So the feet are still just hip distance here. We're going to keep the right hand down, left arm high. And then switch it out for the other side and really lean back into this. You can bend that left knee as much as you'd like. Bring it back into your fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Turn your toes out, heels in, sit down into frog. So we're using the elbows to push the knees apart here. Stay for just a moment. So we're starting to just scan the major areas that hold a lot of tension in the body so we can release those areas. One more breath here. Plant your palms, lift your hips, and step back, high plank. Hold high plank, nice and strong. And then we're going to go ahead and roll over to the right, side plank. Bring your left hand down and roll over to the left. So just nice and easy here. Bring it back into high plank. One time to shift forward and lower to your belly, all the way down. Inhale for cobra. Roll the shoulders back. Gaze is down so your neck is more neutral. Exhale, lower down. Push up high plank. Downward facing dog. And so each time you find your way into a pose, just pay attention to what changes are happening within you to get there. Look forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Lift your toes if you can. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring it all the way up to Tadasana. And as you exhale, grab your right elbow, reach it over to the left. Inhale, back up. Grab onto the opposite elbow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands on your hips to back bend. Inhale, chin parallel to the ground. Exhale, hinge from your hips and forward fold. Halfway lift, lift your toes. And go ahead and plant your palms and step back, high plank. Roll over to the right. This time, let's go ahead and bring our left foot up a little bit into like a tree variation. One more breath. And then bring it down. Other side. So I'm just gonna slide just below the knee here on the inside of the calf. Reach it up. Back into a high plank. Shift forward. This time, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Drag your feet forward. Pull through the crown of the head. Press into the hands. Downward facing dog. So we're just warming ourselves up here. But notice like pulling the energy up into the hands, into the feet, and the throat and the belly. Those are all those bandhas, those energy lock centers. One more time, feet together. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step or hop, top of the mat. So feel the energy lifting, lift your toes. You're engaging in your arches here. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. You can soften the knees. Inhale, Tadasana, bring it up. Exhale, grab the right elbow, reach it to the left. Reach it back up for the other side. And now this time we're gonna go for a reverse prayer. So go ahead and bring your hands behind your back. I'm gonna face towards you so you can see here. And you may not get that deep with this. This is okay, right? This is gonna be really good practice. So fingertips are touching behind you. From here, flip the fingertips to your spine. Then from here, flip them up. So right now, just my fingertips are still touching. I'm not even pressing my palms together yet. Then from here, press them together a little more. Maybe the fingers touch, not just the fingertips. Maybe a little more. And really roll the shoulders back. Try to press the palms together. I haven't done this in a while, so this is feeling super tight for me too. So any effort, give yourself the credit. Don't worry about the end result. Notice right now, what could this pose be teaching you if it's not just this physical practice? What's going on within you? Breathe through it. It's okay to have more of an arched back here too. Like you could push your tailbone and puff up your chest a little bit so you can get your hands into the back. Woo. One more breath here. And you'll really slowly release, kind of the same way you came in. Ooh, yeah. So let's go ahead and interlace our fingers, do like a sideways figure 8 in the wrist. Some of you might be on the computer all day, if you were at work or at work at home. So it might be a nice one to like work into those wrists and forearms. And then from here, reach it up, big breath in. Back bend up to the ceiling, open it up. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, reach out of your hips as you come all the way down to the ground. Engage the bandhas in your feet, lift your toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms, step back, high plank. We're gonna roll to the right for side plank and then drop the left foot behind you to back bend here for wild thing and circle the left arm 3 times behind you. And then from here, as you bring your left hand down, bring your knees down to the ground and then thread the needle. Left arm goes underneath you. Anything you want to do here with that right arm or right leg. So the right arm can reach up, back, forward. You can also work on extending this right leg anywhere you'd like it to go. Breathe into it. Breathe into who you're becoming through the process of reaching your goals. Be patient with yourself. Be really kind to yourself. Slowly release. Maybe bring the left arm high again and shake it out to release. Press into the palms, high plank. Roll to the left for a side plank, and the right foot is going to go behind you. Lift the hips. And then take the whole right arm in circles behind you and watch out for your surroundings. So we're just opening up into that shoulder. And then as you bring the right hand down, right knee down, left knee down, right arm, thread the needle, and then explore the space of any kind of movements. Even if it's a different movement on this side than the other side, that's okay. What I like to do is like kind of, when you get to a pose, kind of exit it and then go back in and kind of like rock in and out of the pose because it allows you to explore it a little more and find those edges of it so that you can find maybe the center. Bring your left hand down, right arm high, maybe shake it out a little bit. And then bring it back down into high plank. Straighten your legs, shift it forward. Feel the bandha here. You should even feel it in the hands, in the throat, in the belly, in the feet. Like everything is pulling up and in. And really, really engaged here. Shift forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Nice. Nice, and then from here we'll go ahead and take our way into a tabletop. And let's go ahead and cross our ankles behind us. Rock over your feet, back to a seat. Scoot out to the middle of your mat. And then from here, we'll lay all the way back and down, but with control. Nice and slow, nice and easy, nice and easy, nice and easy. Bring your knees in. Keep your right knee in, straighten your left leg long. And then from here, we'll go ahead and just lift your head up off the ground like we did those neck strengthening poses. Lift your head up off the ground so the front of the neck is engaged and it's strong. From here, we'll go ahead and just bring your arms down by your side. You can have your thumbs up if you want, and then we're gonna switch legs. And then you could like point through the balls of the feet or the toes, whatever you're feeling here, and then switch back and forth. Forget to turn off the water in my tower garden. Every time pretty much. So we're just switching, really slow and intentional. So keeping you're not like rounding your chin forward, you're still looking up. And just go back and forth a few times here. Whatever breath you've got. The last few. Watch out for kitties. And then bring the knees in. Go ahead and separate the knees wide, soles of the feet together. Grab opposite elbow over your head just to open the shoulders and the hips a little more. Right, two areas that need a lot of love. We're gonna move the knees up and down, kind of like butterfly wings. You can kind of just bounce them a little bit. Breathe here. And from here, we'll go ahead and rock up. So cross your ankles, rock forward and back. Forward and back. Plant your palms. Downward facing dog with the right leg high. Bend your knee. Open your hip. Straighten the right leg out. Exhale, bring it through low lunge. Let's go ahead and take warrior one. So I'm gonna wiggle my right toes even more to the right. Left foot to the left. Keep the right knee bent. Bring your hands on your hips to come up. So you want the hips pointing forward, shoulders pointing forward. Sink into the front knee, but push into the pinky edge of that back foot still. Scoop the arms up on the inhale. Exhale, interlace the hands behind your back. Reach your fist down as you start to find a little bit of a back bend. And then exhale, humble warrior. Fold to the inside of the right leg as much as you can. Let your head drop. Reach your fist forward. 2 breaths. One more. Release your arms. And from here, slowly come all the way up, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Go ahead and reverse triangle, straighten the front leg out. And let's take it into triangle. As your hips go back, reach up and down here. I'm resting on my bottom shin because I'm a little tired today. So just find whatever you need out of this. So we're not here to punish ourselves or push ourselves to the point of hurting ourselves. We're here to learn, we're here to grow, and to take care of ourselves. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring the hands down. Right leg maybe hovers in chaturanga. Upward facing dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Let's have those mindful movements here. Let's go for the other side. Left leg high, bend your knee. Exhale, open the hip. Straighten that left leg, inhale. Exhale, bring it through, low lunge. So from here, we're gonna wiggle the left toes a little more to the left. So it's a wide stance. Right foot to the right and flatten the right foot out. Keep pushing into the pinky edge of the foot. Keep the left knee parked over the left ankle and moving to the left pinky toe. And then get your hands on your hips. Pull the right hip forward. Sink down. Arms up. Inhale. Exhale, interlace your hands behind your back. Reach your fist down. Open up through your heart. Humble warrior. So you're allowing your head to bow to your heart and allow the wisdom of your heart to spill down into your head here. So learning how to trust that a little bit more. Right, the heart is a muscle and we can make it stronger over time. even if it feels like it breaks. Breathe here. Slowly release the arms, and then think warrior two. So you're just gonna move the back foot, open the arms, reverse triangle, straighten the front leg, reach it up and back, and then that slight hip shift here to go ahead and reach forward into triangle. See, I think Jackson can see me moving in the phone. And lean back into it, relax your neck a little bit more, and roll the right hip, right shoulder back. Feel free to modify any way you want. I'm grabbing my bottom shin today, and I'm using my hand on my hip to roll it back, but keep lengthening through the crown of the head. Notice if you kind of like collapse in the shoulder, create as much space would be the goal, right? Lengthen space. Another breath here. To finish this out, go ahead and bring the hands down to the mat. Left leg hovers in chaturanga. Upward facing dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. And we'll go ahead and come down to our knees. Time goes by so fast when it's only half an hour. But I don't know when we have classes in person if we're going back to 45 minutes or what we're doing. I'm excited to hear if you guys are back at work anytime soon, or if you would be wanting to join classes in person. I know it would still be really small classes either way, so but we're thinking of switching into live stream, which will be really nice. We'll keep all of us much more accountable. Lay back and down, knees wide, happy baby pose. I'm gonna just hold mine still today, and just like this. If you like to rock it or straighten your legs, go for it, but my body's super tight. I worked super hard this last week and weekend, so I'm really feeling it today, and that's what we're learning. It's this grace towards ourselves. It's like over time, like, okay, it's nice when you can get these bigger poses if you're working towards that, but it's this whole beautiful process in between where we get to really be there for ourselves and learn about ourselves. Oh, hi, Jackson. Just cruising by. Go ahead and release. Maybe lift up for a bridge. I'm going to bring my arms above my head today for bridge. You could interlace your hands underneath you. Stay lifted for a few breaths. Last two. Lower down nice and easy. If you like fallen bridge, that might feel nice for your lower back. Try to get your lower back to really flatten down. What we're going to do is take a figure four and then we're going to twist it. So let's bring the knees in. Cross your right ankle on your left thigh, and from here, feel your right knee pushing forward as you're pulling your right hip up at the same time, and then take your hands. Maybe use your left hand to your left foot and pull the left foot in, and use your bottom knee to pull that left foot in, or right foot in, sorry. And then go ahead, maybe even push your right knee down as you pull the right hip up. Flex the right toes. You can hold here for just a moment if this is feeling really good. But we're gonna take this into a twist. So keep your shape. What we're gonna do is bring the right foot down to the left and still think about pushing your right knee forward and up towards the ceiling. And you'll feel this a little differently than trying to allow your right knee to collapse in. In here, if you want to gaze over to the right, I'm using my left hand to pull my right foot in as I push my right knee forward. One more breath with it to switch it up for the other side. And nice and easy, bring the legs in. If you like to, for a moment, take it into it. Whale tail, you can. Shake it out. And then we'll switch for the other side. So actively feel it in your legs first, as much as you can. Then use your hands to help assist. This way we're growing into the pose instead of just relying on our hands to do the work, that we're actually feeling it in the legs, in the muscles first. A lot of what we're doing on our mat is training our bodies and our minds and our nervous system, right? Like rewiring it, like taking that time to um, unlearn certain behaviors and retrain different ones. Allow your legs to stay the same, but drop them over to the right. So the left foot is flat. I'm gonna grab my foot, pull it in, but push the left knee forward and gaze over to the left for just a couple more breaths, and then we're gonna land it into Final Shavasana. As you bring the legs into center, maybe a quick whale tail to get into those IT bands. And then release the legs, shake them out. Bring the knees in, hug them in. And then release into final resting pose, Final Shavasana. Get nice and comfortable. Whatever's the easiest on you. So this idea of like the symbolism in our practice, which I've always thought funny to think about, like, right, we start in child's pose, we end in corpse pose. So it's just like, this is like the process of life, and how we're talking about, yeah, the goal is important, but it's not as important as who you're becoming, what you're learning in the process in between. And couldn't it be any more truer if you think about your life? Do we want to rush to the finish line being corpse pose, right? Do we want to rush to it? Or do we want to like really enjoy that process, even if it's messy and just, confusing, chaotic sometimes? Because why would we want to rush to our death, right? I mean, some people do, but right, we want to really enjoy this whole process and like really give ourselves that grace and space to learn about ourselves in the way, or in the whole process. So now that you're here, maybe reflecting back on how you feel now and like what it took to get here, and like what that process was, and how you can look in your life and maybe enjoy things a little more, even when you're not reaching those goals just yet, or maybe ever. Like it's that make it more important for the process. Few more minutes here. Enjoy. Just rest. You deserve it. Take your time to come out of Final Shavasana. And now you have this chance, right? You're with this renewed perspective and outlook and a rebirth, right? You can come off your mat now and take this practice with you, and you can take what you've learned about yourself, about who you are, and not just about like what you can achieve, right? But like everything that you've had to become to achieve those goals is so beautiful. Find your way to a tall seat, hands to prayer. Sealing in this practice, thumb to the third eye center. Big breath in. Big breath out. Bowing to the teacher in all things. And namaste. Thank you so much, everybody. Be on the lookout. This is probably last week. We're going to do the YouTube. We're going to switch to Zoom. And so any feedback, any of like that would be great. And hopefully you have a great rest of your week. Bye.